Charlton against Liverpool. Alan Kirbish's team unbeaten at the Valley this season, but that record about to face its stiffest test against the likes of Fowler, McManaman and Berger. A terrific cup tie in prospect, and there to enjoy it our commentator Clive Tilson.
Every ticket sold, record receipts inevitable, and the most successful club in English football for company. It's the biggest match the Valley has staged since Charlton Athletics returned nearly 4 years ago. And despite Charlton's lowly league position, they are unbeaten here this season. Number 6 Richard Rufus and number 7 Sean Newton are both current England under-21 internationals. Newton returns tonight along with Anthony Barness. Ricky Otto has extended his loan spell from Birmingham City, for whom he played in last season's semi-finals. Liverpool's team must be the most settled in the country. 8 of them are ever presence this season. When you've won 9 out of 12, there's not much call for change, except from those who can't get in. On the substitutes bench tonight, Stan Collymore, Neil Ruddock and Jamie Redknapp. Now that's what you call strength in depth. Steve Dunn is the man in charge. Since their return to the Valley, Charlton have discovered the knack of ruffling the big bird's feathers in the cup competitions. Blackburn, Wimbledon and Sheffield Wednesday have all been dispatched in the last 3 seasons. Otto's shot miscued, but still dangerous. It'll come for Anthony Barness. Otto fouled Scales. But of course this season the top teams do not have the insurance policy of a second leg at this stage of the Coca-Cola Cup. Do with a bit of brass really, couldn't they? Could do with a couple of trumpets or something. Look at the guy sat in front there. Are you sure? Leaburn holding it up for Newton. A little isolated on that right-hand side. Now Robinson. Got away from Barnes. Ooh, there's space there too for David Whyte, but the ball was just slightly behind him. John Robinson provided the cross. David Whyte couldn't quite wrap his head around it. Thomas to Barnes, and now Bjornebye. McManaman. McAteer is forward to Scales' right. Barnes. It's opened up for him a little bit. Ricky Otto just managed to stretch out a foot, dispossess John Barnes. Just for a second the Red Sea parted in front of Barnes and he was accelerating into the open space, thinking about a shot. Otto had other ideas. Leaburn with a header on. Whyte is there ahead of James, and Babb on the line, can't keep it out. Charlton Athletic have taken the lead. It's David Whyte. Two goals on his recall to the side against Bolton Wanderers, the first division leaders on Saturday, and now a goal against Liverpool. Inside of 17 minutes. Scales is headed back past, didn't get there. James didn't get there. Babb couldn't get there. And Whyte has opened the scoring for Charlton. Well, 5 years ago it was rivaling Stan Collymore for a place on the Crystal Palace bench. He's had his ups and downs, David Whyte. Here 2 years ago, goals in his first season, injuries in his second. The only one he's placed back in the starting lineup at the weekend. And he's scored 3 goals since then. I did ask Roy Evans yesterday whether he had any thoughts of maybe resting a couple of players for this competition. None whatsoever. Consider this game every bit as important as any other Liverpool have played this season. Barnes finding Berger. He's got away from Brown. It's Patrick Berger. It's come for Fowler and it's 1-1. Liverpool have equalised within 4 minutes. Robbie Fowler, fed by Patrick Berger. John Barnes, the orchestrator. That's a beautifully weighted pass. Berger made it his, got away from Steve Brown, and the deflection just carried it into the path of Fowler as much as anything. And his finish typically assured. One. Barness away from Berger. Leaburn. Barness has done well again. So too though is Michael Thomas. And he's given it to Leaburn. And then he's given it to Skirts. Matteo, he was dicing a little bit there. Whyte caught him in possession. Barness, away by Matteo. Only as far as Otto. Well, he was a little casual on a couple of occasions then, Dominic Matteo. Even the flick away had a less than authoritative ring about it. Otto, on his less favoured right foot, couldn't punish him. That didn't get the job done at all by Matteo. Fortunately, Otto's first couple of touches didn't really bring the ball under control. McAteer. McManaman. Barnes. Thomas. Bjornebye lifted towards Fowler. There was a appeal for handball then against Anthony Barness from the Liverpool fans behind that goal. And another against Leaburn. This is Whyte. Good challenge by Matteo. Robinson on. O'Connell has got beyond the Liverpool back line. John Barnes has recovered well. Even on the edge of his own 6-yard box. Barnes, well, he's giving it straight to Otto. He's got another chance. Barnes holds his hand up. He just wouldn't hoof it into the crowd. It's not in the nature of John Barnes to do that. He's probably wishing now he had it done. Tried to pass it away from that perilous position, and Ricky Otto got not one chance, but two on his left foot. At the other end, Anthony Barness, the Charlton left back, survived a penalty appeal. It certainly struck him on the arm, but ball to forearm rather than vice versa, in my opinion. Well won by Colin. Robinson, it's nice. Otto. Three waiting for a cross. It's a good one too. Babb away as far as Robinson. Matteo clear. Robinson again. Barnes eventually. What a dangerous cross that was, though. McAteer. McManaman, I should say. Here's Bjornebye. McManaman and Fowler. And now McAteer. And turned behind by Phil Chapple. Devilish crosses played at both ends of the field. McAteer there for Liverpool. After Otto at the other end for Charlton. McAteer. Right by Brown. Now by Newton. Only Whyte forward. Matteo back. Babb, who did so well to deal with that Otto cross. McManaman through to Berger. He had his shirt pulled. Got round the keeper. Fowler's there in support, and Fowler somehow, though he was outnumbered 4-1, got his head to the ball, but couldn't quite score. Well, full mark to Patrick Berger to begin with, because he certainly could have gone down when he had his shirt yanked. I don't think he would have got a penalty, he was just outside the box. But Robbie Fowler, even surrounded by defenders, got into the position to score and just couldn't quite get enough of his forehead on the ball. That's instincts when you're there first. Brown, Robinson, Leaburn, Newton, by Matteo. Down goes McAteer, and a challenge from Otto. Certainly done a fair amount of chasing back tonight, Ricky Otto. Newton, O'Connell. Full mark to Charlton Athletic. They must be kicking themselves that they couldn't retain their lead for a little bit longer. Liverpool have not taken over since Fowler's equaliser, that's a sure. Every attack has carried menace. But Charlton have had their moments too. This is Barnes. Now Berger. And Barnes is there again. Bjornebye just checked. Barnes accepting the responsibility. Just rehearsing the half-time team talk, which isn't very far away. Well, Charlton went in front for very long. David Whyte with some expert finishing, following some rather shabby defending by Liverpool, gave them the lead, but within 5 minutes, Robbie Fowler, from a smooth Liverpool break, had equalised. But Charlton Athletic are still very much in this cup tie at 1-1. Liverpool were behind for all of 3 minutes and 40 seconds of that first half. It's the time that elapsed between the goals by David Whyte for Charlton and Robbie Fowler for Liverpool. Charlton's home record so far this season: 4 wins, 2 draws, no defeats. If they'd shown that kind of form here in the closing weeks of last season, they might have been in the Premiership with Liverpool now. They only missed automatic promotion by 5 points, losing to Crystal Palace in the playoffs. It's been a tough act for them to follow this season. But Alan Kirbysh and his team have gone about a tough job with a good deal of determination tonight. McManaman through to Fowler. Chapple had a hack at it, got there eventually, but it's come from McAteer. 4 in the box. Fowler left it, and McManaman skied it. And that's actually gone out of the ground. I'm sure he'll be delighted that I've told you that. Clear the crossbar and the roof. Leaburn's touch, Whyte, now Leaburn, well struck, but directed straight at David Jones. But he has caused Liverpool potential problems with his size and his aerial ability, and he was almost able to profit from them himself that time, Carl Leaburn. Barness, Thomas, he's done as well as anybody for Liverpool tonight, Michael Thomas. This is Jason McAteer. Rufus needed a shout. It really wasn't a threat that he thought there was. There was a little bit of time and a couple of defenders over. McManaman. It's broken for Barnes, and now McManaman. Beaten away by Salmon. Powerful snapshot from Steve McManaman. Berger, McManaman. Berger just forced Bjornebye a little wider than he wanted. But it's It's no sweat to Liverpool. They just keep possession and go about the job from base camp again. Rarely ruffled. Babb knew that Leaburn was there. Headed on by Newton, and now Whyte. And he's turned away from Thomas here, and it almost broke for David Whyte. Free kick's been given. Could have been worse for Liverpool. Whyte was twisting and turning to some effect there on the edge of their penalty area. James has set a wall of 5. Charlton players are almost fighting over who's going to take this. Nearing the midpoint in the second half. It's Ricky Otto. His crossing has been a real feature of the game tonight. And he is capable of making the ball sit up and beg with that left foot of his. He just sat up a bit too much then. James had it covered. On the other end, McManaman with far more venom with his shooting, stretching Mike Salmon. And Kirbysley was a man in demand recently. There was talk of Manchester City, particularly Queen's Park Rangers, being interested in his services. Charlton certainly never wanted to lose him. Newton. Forced away by McAteer. Brown. Charlton throw. We're approaching the last 15 minutes. The team 4 points off the bottom of the First Division. Still proving a match. The team 4 points off the top of the Premiership. There's many anxious faces on the Liverpool bench, as there are on the home teams. Otto will take the corner. Here comes Leaburn! Let's say David James was perfectly placed. There's a thumping header though from Carl Leaburn. James didn't have to move. Real summit meeting on the Charlton bench. Leaburn. Newton trying to make something of it. Thomas doing really well. O'Connell though. Thomas diving in a little bit, and this is Newton. Whyte's there. Might come for Ricky Otto. Whyte! There was a hanging ball. And Whyte just couldn't hang for long enough to get the power he wanted on the header. Otto's first touch rather let him down. It wasn't a bad cross, but it wasn't his best of the night. Liverpool's last embarrassment in this competition was 5 years ago when they lost at Third Division Peterborough. Berger. Had a chance to avoid any embarrassment there, that's for sure. His skill carried him into a clear shooting position. Could have placed it either side, easy said now. Leaburn to Otto. Oh, James has lost it. This is Lisbie. Leaburn, blocked by Scales. Newton! Oh, just wide. Well, the Charlton Athletic finish up with nothing more for the evening but a replay at Anfield. That is the moment that they will look back on. 3 minutes left to play, and Sean Newton just unable to smuggle the ball past Scales and in. It's a corner. James saved from real embarrassment. Tidied up by Fowler, cleared by McAteer. Here goes McManaman against Rufus. But what a chance. And what an escape for David James, who was trying to prevent a corner and almost gifted Charlton a goal. It's been an uncomfortable night for Liverpool one way and another. It looks smooth and well-oiled at times, but the job is far from over. But if they do progress, David James in particular will look back on that moment 3 minutes from time, when his mishandle almost allowed Sean Newton the chance to win it for Charlton Athletic, who will go back to Anfield for a replay with one of the poorest away records in the Football League.
You can't just come and throw everything at Liverpool, because they will just soak it up and hit you on the break.
What impressed you about Charlton?
Well, they play football, that's for sure, and you know, they worked really hard and made it difficult, closed us down in midfield, made it difficult for us to get forward, and they give a great account of themselves.
We're going back there with just as good a chance as last year. There's no two ways about that, and I think the side would have grown in self-belief a little bit. We've been playing well, you know. We've let ourselves down, I think, twice this season, and the rest of them games, we've only won 3, but we could have quite easily won 6 or 7. And if we'd have done that, we'd have been in a healthy position in the league. And I said before the game, I think that Liverpool would have done their homework, and if they'd have seen us over the last 4 games, we've been playing all right.
It's never over, that's for sure, and these teams are capable of creating shocks in these competitions, as you have to see by results yesterday. I don't know what the results have been tonight, but if you don't get it right, they can beat you.
Roy Evans, far from impressed with his side, but to Charlton, they'll be happy. What was your overall view of the game, Robbie?
Yeah, I think before the game, Charlton would have settled for a draw. They're having a sticky time in the First Division at the moment, and to take on the might of Liverpool and get a draw is a credible result for them.
They got the start they needed. 18 minutes gone, and it was well, it was well taken, wasn't it?
Very well taken goal. Big Call gets a flick on, and David Whyte gets behind the Liverpool defence and does ever so well to get the ball up and over David James, who's one of the biggest keepers in the league. So it's a fantastic goal for them.
6'4½", David James. That is quite a feat, isn't he? Especially as he jumped in the air as well.
That's right. It's a good skill by David Whyte. He's gambled on Big Call's flick, and he's got his reward.
Now, Liverpool, they calmed their nerves pretty quickly. It was almost an instant reply.
That's right. It was a Barnes through ball, and I think Berger's gone in the inside left channel. Rode a good tackle, and Fowler does what most good strikers do. Got in the box, right position, and managed to put the ball away.
Little deflection here, maybe?
Yeah, got a little bit of luck, but you would say with the ball and the run of Berger, they deserved that, and Liverpool was straight back into it.
The fans expected, I guess, Liverpool to win at that stage. Mike Salmon, the goalkeeper, Charlton goalkeeper, made a couple of very good...
That's right, made 1 or 2 good saves at important times for Charlton, and they managed to keep their heads up and keep battling away.
And having said that, they battled away, and then there came a moment. It was so agonising, this. It was agonising for the Charlton fans, but also for David James. I mean, what did he do here, do you think?
That's right. He came tearing out of his goal and really let the ball go, and to be honest, Charlton feel they should have scored. A bit of a scramble, and Sean Newton really is really unfortunate. Hit Scales, I think, on the backside.
Look at this
and
now.
Goes
it's going in there.
To the side. I mean, it seems an eternity before the ball reaches where its destination.
Think Charlton got a chance?
I think they're going up to Liverpool. They've got to give it a go. They may as well throw everything at Liverpool and try and test them and see how well they can do.
Yeah, there's nothing to lose. They may as well now go out. If they're going to go out having a real go.
That's right. You may as well get beat 3-0 than 1-0, and they'll have a right good go and see, you know, how well they can do.
And you never know.
That's right.
OK, thanks for